What's going on, guys? Just bear with me whilst I quickly set something up. So, 8 minutes of qualifying to go. How are we all doing? So, I'm just going to make sure that the sound is okay, so just bear with me a second whilst I check that. So I'm just going to do a quick sound check so if you can double hear me. Okay, that's good. Settings. Why can't I see properties on the settings? Okay. Microphone. There we go. Right, okie dokie. We're ready to go. Right, okie dokie. So we are on board with Ace Claret. You've got Honda VTEC on a lap as well. So 18 drivers on track for the feature race. You can see the billboards all sorted. Honda VTEC just lagging a little bit. We've got Doug in the Aston Martin coming in towards the source. At turn 1, he is on a lap at the moment. So, and then down the Kemmel straight. Remember, we do have a week break after today, so we get Ace Claret has gone provisional pole. Wow, the Williams driver is showing up here and he's out qualified. Slow P Gamer. Nimblecat is in P3. He's liking the dry conditions. Ace Drift is in P4. You've got Doug, Honda VTEC and Tapapi just at the bottom there. You've got Gertmeiser who is on the track now as well. And we've got where is he actually? I can't actually see him in. Yeah, there he is. Lad. Nakonvit in P5 in the Red Bull. They weren't able to go into the sprint race, but they are here for the feature race. How are we doing, Kev? You okay, mate? So 6 minutes to go here in this sprint. Remember, we do have Tier 1 coming up not too long afterwards. And I don't think this is a lap here for Doug. Tapapi and Honda VTEC. Yep, Tapapi is on a lap as he comes up a Rouge and down the Kemmel straight for the V-carb. So in towards Les Combs goes that pink Racing Bull. And then heading down towards turn 10 at the cells. I've not got the track map up in front of me, so I do apologise if I name them incorrectly. Sorry, guys. So, Slow P Gamer goes provisional pole position, a 1:43.8 for the Ferrari driver. So it looks like a decent qualifying session for the Ferrari. And Honda VTEC is also on a lap, but Tapapi is coming down in towards the bus stop chicane. Ace Drift in P4. Nimblecat is on a lap. Lad in the Red Bull is just starting his lap. Slow P Gamer is in front. That was Lad that went onto the gravel at the source. He went deep with 5 minutes to go. Louisi in the McLaren is still in the pit lane at the bottom. I don't know if he's trying to get back in. I can't see anything about it. Fred Gamer in the Aston Martin and his teammate currently locking out P7 and P8. That's the fourth row of the grid. Nimblecat is now out. That is Gertmeiser that comes through to take P7 in the Alpine. This is what we were talking about. Real Ashton Army will not be able to improve. He is out here in Belgium for Spa-Francorchamps and Upper Rouge, and Gertmeiser invalidates. Lad is on a lap. We do have a Ferrari coming through. That is Slow P Gamer on a Slow P lap. And he does have just under 4 minutes remaining, maybe to get into the pit lane. It is to get into the pit lane and then to go again. Doug retires in the Aston Martin. That is it. He's not going to be able to improve here in Belgium. That is it for one of the Aston Martins. The other of Fred Gamer will still have an opportunity to improve. Shining Swarm, the Macau driver in the Mercedes AMG, currently in P16. Vicious Vicar racing alongside his son, a father and son duo in the Saubers, leading the Constructors' Championship. And they are currently in P12 and P15, but they've got improvements with them. Nimblecat in P4 is now on a lap. He's 2/100ths down on his lap time. How we doing, Jon? So down in towards Brussels at turn 10 for Nimblecat. We will ride on board with this driver, and that was Vicious Vicar that went up to P5. What a lap from one half of the Sauber duo, and he puts it top 5 here in Spa-Francorchamps. Nimblecat in the Alpine, just coming in towards turn 12 and 13, and into towards the double right-hander. Yeah, no problem, Jon. You're welcome. Thank you for helping out so much. So, down. And Slow P Gamer, he is not going to be able to improve. That is it for Slow P Gamer. So, it is all or nothing for the rest of the drivers. He is 7/10 clear in provisional pole. It is unheard of in Tier 4 to be that far ahead. We know he's got pace. So Nimblecat to the line, and Nimble does improve, stays P4, a 1:43.9. From second to fourth are separated by half a tenth. This is phenomenal stuff. Jennifer Lee, the Hong Kong driver in the Haas, is now on a lap. Kevin Gamer in the Williams, currently in P10. Forza Ferrari has invalidated it. So has Tapapi. Shining Swarm has invalidated it. We've got a minute and a half remaining to find out who will take pole position. Vicious Vicar and Nimble. Vicious Vicar is on another cooldown lap. Kevin Gamer coming through the double right-hander. Cheers, thank you, Jon. So Shining Swarm is out, and Nimblecat, Kevin Gamer is not going to be able to improve here. Here comes Forza Ferrari to start his final run. Vicious Vicar is retired from P5. Honda VTEC going up Rouge, and Tapapi slightly down on their mediums. Luizzi is not able to get another lap time in. Fred Gamer gets to the checkered flag. He will go again. We'll try and get on board with the final runners. So the checkered flag has now waved. In towards Les Combs. We do have a driver coming up towards the line. That is Gertmeiser, but he has invalidated it. Then we've got Ace Claret, but we've got a couple more drivers to the line before that. Lad is on a lap. Here comes Gertmeiser, Fred Gamer, Forza Ferrari. You've got the Mercedes of Honda VTEC, who's half a second down. Yeah, I don't mind, Jon. Let me jump in. I need to put it on do not disturb, because it'll do that. So, back on board with the Mercedes. Honda VTEC, Fred Gamer coming up towards the line, but he is just behind Ace Claret in the Williams. Ace Claret goes P3 and in front of Ace Drift. Then comes Fred Gamer, he goes P6 and Ace Drift to the line. Ace Drift takes it back out of the hands of Ace Claret. Here comes Lad in the Red Bull and he goes P6. This is super, super competitive. It is Slow P Gamer who takes pole position in front of Jennifer Lee, and they finish in front of both the Ace drivers and Nimblecat. Extremely close. And we will be joined by Jorn in a second as well.
Hello.
How are we doing, Jorn? You okay?
Very good. Very good.
Good stuff. So, at the end of qualifying, we move on to the feature race. Louisi, Real Aston Army, and Shining Swan unable to get lap times on the board here.
Seems to be very competitive again today. We saw it in Tier 2. We saw it in Tier 3. Now, Tier 4, I reckon will be at the top of Tier 4.
Yeah, it's super competitive out there. It really is. And I think anybody is capable of winning this race. So there we have it. Slow P Gamer takes pole position here in Spa-Francorchamps. I just need to write this down. So it is Slow P Gamer to Jennifer Lee to Ace Drift to Ace Claret, Nimblecat, Lad, Nook, Vini, and then Fred Gamer, Vicious Vicar, Forza Ferrari, Gert Miser, Kevin Gamer, Josh Douglas, Honda VTEC to Pappy, and P15 was Mad Riot, and then we have Shining Swarm. So that is not a good qualifying for Mad Riot. And then the Real Aston Army and Louisi. I don't know why notifications are still coming through on my headset. What we doing? How we doing, mate? You okay? Is that Harry? Yeah, we did comms together in PSF2. Really enjoyable, actually.
Are you using web, are you, Nathan?
Yes.
Have you got it downloaded?
What, Discord?
Yeah.
No, because then I never get any notifications through to my phone, so I just don't download it.
See, I have it set to where if you have Streamlabs or anything open, it will enable stream mode, so you don't get any pings. I think it's got it on web version. I think.
Yeah. Streaming. Notifications. Disable all notification sounds. Right, I've got that. Beautiful. There we go. Yeah, I'm still getting used to sort of streaming from like PC and stuff. There's still a few things I don't know how to do, like I don't know how to mute the game and stuff like that. But anyway.
If you want, after this we can go through if you want.
Yeah.
I have got a bit of free time.
No, I think Finger showed me, didn't he, Sam the Man in Realistic? I didn't know how to do it, but then Sam the Man showed me how you do it when I was doing Realistic. Everybody could just hear me every time we streamed. Yeah, up to you, Harry. I don't mind, mate, if you fancy it. So here we go, formation lap. Here in Tier 4, we've already seen Tier 3 and Tier 2 this morning. And Tier 4 should be just as good. Have we got any predictions for the race, Jorn?
I reckon, obviously, as we've seen the standings, we've seen the results. Slowpoke Gamer, Jennifer Lee, I reckon they're going to be up there. But there's two faces that I'm looking at, P3 and P4. We have not seen them this high up this season so far. I think they're going to throw maybe a screw into the mix here on what they can do.
Yeah, I agree. You are right. And the two ace drivers looking really competitive here in Belgium. Slow P Gamer on a different level at the moment, Manzifa. And then Nimblecat in P5. Lad Not Gravina in P6, Fred Gamer in P7, Vicious Vicar in P8. Then you've got Forza Ferrari, Gert Meiser in P10, Kevin Gamer in P11. Good qualifying for the Williams driver. Doug in P12 in the Aston Martin, and then Honda VTEC in P13. Tapapi, the Canadian, in P14, and then comes Mad Ryo in P15. Shining Swarm in the Mercedes in P16, and then Real Aston Army in P17. Lewisley, I don't think he's in his car, and I don't know why, because he should have an invite. I don't think he's actually it sent me a friend request on EA, so I can't invite him. The way I
might have him added.
Yeah, I was inviting him through PlayStation off my own account, so I've actually not got him on EA. I had to keep going on and actually searching his name on PlayStation.
Alright, I sent him an invite, should be joining back soon.
How we doing, Harry? You okay, mate? Yeah, he's not been in since the qualifying, since spring qualifying, or the end of the sprint race actually. So Slow P Gamer getting us organised on the grid.
There's two drivers DSQ'd. Wow. We see a lot of that in the formation laps, and it gets questionable at times, but I think it's just drivers making that small mistake and then ruining it for another.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, not even into the race and the stuttering is beginning already.
So we will have 22 laps of racing around this magnificent circuit. But here we go for round 12 here in Tier 4, powered by Sim Racing Setups. And it is lights out and away we go. That is Vicious Vicar that is already through. Fred Gamer is very sluggish off the line, losing places, but back up the inside, smashes into the back of the Alpine. There's a big collision at the back. That is the McLaren, that is Real Aston Army, and that is Mad Riot that gets caught up in it. Gert Meiser as well in the Alpine, who got took out from behind. He is having no luck, and that was a ridiculous dive from the inside. Here comes Forza Ferrari. Vicious Vicar is wheel to wheel with Ladd in the Red Bull, but he is now in front, and now he comes for a double overtake. Vicious Vicar is being overtaken by Ladd, who's up the inside of the Aston Martin of Fred Gamer. Nimble can Ace Drift are going toe to toe, and Nimble is into P4. Yon.
Slopey Gamer is already 7 tenths ahead of Jennifer Lee. Ace Claret trying to make some ground up, but Nimble Cat right on the gearbox of Ace Claret. As Forza Ferrari as well had a great start there, trying to make up some more ground. Ace Drift had a bit of a bog down at the start there, as we noticed some of the drivers weren't as quick as they were as Slopey Gamer off the start, but they're trying to make out as much as they can. As right now everyone is within 1 second of one another, apart from P3. So at the moment, it looks like everyone's settling into a good formal pace and just following the train along to see how far and what they can all do so far. But Mad Riot, not a good start for him. He's going to be fuming about that, and he might be shouting at the Man United fans.
Yes, so he will not be happy about that at all. I'm just trying to see some data, and there's no damage to any of the drivers, but there is a yellow flag because that is Honda VTEC that is rounding off the track. As we go in towards Blanchimont, Slow P Gamer is leading by 3 tenths of a second. They are already 2.5 seconds clear of the rest of the pack. DRS will now kick in as they go in towards La Source at turn 1. Real Aston Army is through on Gert Meiser, the Ferrari driver, going through on the Alpine. Back up the inside of La Source. Here comes Gert Meiser in the Alpine. Takes the position back, but for how long? What about Nimblecat with that DRS enabled as they come through a Rouge and down the Kemmel Straight? Also Jennifer Lee for the lead of the Grand Prix. 2 Ferrari-powered F1 cars, but it's the Haas that comes out on top and in front of Slow P Gamer. Nimble is through, so is Forza Ferrari. Ace Claret hangs on to P5.
Gert Meiser gets Doug there as well, just into Lacombe. Turn 7 to 9 we head into now, as we're all heading into Brussels with Jennifer Lee, who's currently 2.9 up on the lap time at the moment. Granted, it was lap 1, but we can see the difference between each driver with each sector, how fast each one another is through sector 1. As at the moment, I think Ace Drift and Ace Claret might be looking at one another to say either we could work together here or we could scrap it out. And I feel like they might try and work together with one another.
Yeah, I agree. They've got to stop battling if they want to stay with the pack here. As you said, Jon, they've got to work together. Nimblecat is into the podiums. He does have Forza Ferrari behind him. That is a yellow flag. That is a Mercedes of Honda VTEC once again. Maybe even the McLaren. No, it isn't the McLaren. It was the Mercedes. Mad Riot in at P13 on the back of Tapapi as they go down in towards Blanchimont. And in towards the bus stop chicane, he's coming. What about Lad in P7, the Red Bull driver, and the McLaren? In towards the bus stop chicane, Lad is through. Now up the inside of Ace Claret. Wow, he nearly pulled off. A spectacular overtake. And he's going to go up towards the source.
He's going to try and make it round. He's onto the grass. Ooh, he's not going to be happy about that when he's going to say he's pushed me off. Well, I think he set his braking zone there instantaneously. As right now, Jennifer Lee is 1.6 seconds ahead of Slopey Gamer. This is going to really ramp up soon when we get to the pit stop. That's right behind the Aston Martin. Here's Vicious Vicar around the outside. He goes a bit onto the grass. Bit of grass cutting for us here at Belgium. And he says, thank you very much. I'll see you later. Into medium he goes. And into Lacombe we go.
Yeah, Forza Ferrari with the move on Nimblecat as well as they go down towards Brussels now. But it is Forza that stays ahead, and Vicious Vicar, as you said, made that overtake on Fred Gamer, and he's up to P8 in that Sauber.
I've noticed with the Nimblecat's Delta at the moment that when he's braking in the corner, he's not full braking unless it's the bus stop or turn 1 or Lacombe. He's lightly tapping the brake, he's trail braking, and then he's just coming off ever so slightly, which is allowing him these great exits he's getting as well. It's through turn 13 there, it looked like he lifted instead of brake. He did apply the brake ever so slightly. So is Nimblecat maybe so confident here that he knows the track so well that he can just maybe lift through some corners to gain extra time on all the other drivers?
Yeah, it's clever play if that is the case. We know Nimble's a very experienced driver, a very seasoned driver. Here comes Vicious Vicar on Ace Drift. They're heading up towards the bus stop chicane. Is going to go at the inside. Lad is, and that is the Williams and the Red Bull going toe-to-toe for the second time. But Ace Claret does escape the grasp of that Red Bull driver.
I think there was I think Kevin had a bit of an off there. He's trying to come out of the chicane. Maybe got a bit of oversteer or wheel spin on the exit. As Kevin Gamer in P10 currently. I think Kevin's just playing it out smart on the hard tyres, waiting for people to make the mistakes and then take the position as well. As Nimblecat right now is 2 tenths behind Forza Ferrari. So he's going to get his claws out and say, see you later. Forza Ferrari goes to the racing line and Nimblecat says, see you in a bit, I'm just going to go on the outside.
Back into the podiums for Nimblecat 6-7. Slopey Gamer. Slopey Gamer in P2. Jennifer Lee in the lead. Tapapi is the Canadian that is up to P12. Another overtake. A Mad Riot demoted to P13. He has Gertmeiser behind him. Tapapi in front of him. Doug just racing his own race. Remember, points go down to P15 here in Formula 7 racing. Ace Drift in the McLaren down in towards Pujon on the back of Lad Nokravini. If that's how you say it, I don't know, but we'll run with it.
We could just call him a Steam user as well if we wanted to. But anyway, as Ace Drift get onto the curve there a little bit, Vicious Vicar trailing in behind as we head into turn 15 now, which is Stravelot, and now into the French name or Belgium name of the corner. Again, I don't know it, as we're now heading into Blanchimont with the drivers up ahead. At the moment, look at these, it's a 3.5 second gap, and Nimblecat has absolutely dropped Forza Ferrari.
I don't know what's going on with Mad Riot either. He's usually very quick, but he's down in P13. He's battling with Tapapi and Gertmeiser. Tapapi's having an exceptional race here. It's definitely one of his stronger tracks here, Tapapi. But he's doing an incredible job. Here comes Mad Riot to try and make that move on the Racing Bull down in towards La Source. He can't get through. He opens up the door to Tapapi, and Mad Riot throws his car into the gap. But Tapapi gets the better exit. They will both get DRS on the back of Shining Swarm as they go up a Rouge. The gaps are dwindling away for Shining Swarm. Gertmeiser picks up a time penalty. Here we go. To Papi is front. Shining Swarm. It is raining. It is raining here on lap 5.
Wow, it looks like every race we've had so far, it's raining, and it was a mad rider really late on the brakes into the com there. As Kevin Gamer, lead of this pack so far, getting rear-ended by Tapapi. So Tapapi sort of saying, hey, get a move on. It's mad right, side by side, down into Brussels we go. Round the outside goes Tapapi and Nimblecat. No, mad right, it says see in a bit, that's mine now. As right behind him is Shining Swarm, maybe going to try and make a move here. As he looks like he's got a bit wide, get the power down, and he gets the overtake on. Is he going to go side by side through Puon? No, he lifts and then lets him go.
Yeah, so the rain has arrived. The drivers are now starting to struggle. Kevin Gamer is trying to hold on to position. Doug goes through. The Aston Martin is now up to P13. That is Ace drifting the McLaren around the outside of Ladd in the Red Bull.
The track is really wet already. You can just see the water, the puddles forming, but right ahead of us, it's Forza Ferrari and Ace Claret at the moment, having a little scrap of their own. Sorry to cut you off there, Nathan.
Yeah, you're good.
You've got a nice, lovely battle here. So, they're sliding through the corner here, the rear end stepping out ever so slightly, but not enough. Slow P Gamer gets a 3-second time on it yet again. Another one is Jennifer Lee, and Ace Claret has to avoid the Red Bull. So, into the pits they all go, apart from Ace Claret, because he had to avoid the Red Bull, so he's going to stay out another lap. Is that going to prove any crucialness to Ace Claret's race now?
Yeah, I can imagine that is not what Ace Claret wanted. Every single driver going into the pit lane, but both Williams have stayed out.
Kevin Gamer.
Yeah, it's a decision for the team to stay out, and Kevin Gamer is well off the track already. Yeah.
This is not going to be a great one for them at all. Maybe they thought we could maybe make this work, but I think Ace Claret couldn't pit, but Kevin Gamer chose not to. As we go up Eau Rouge and now into Radion. Kevin Gamer sliding the rear there. He's really trying to keep the traction. Ooh, Kevin Gamer really struggling, but Slopey Gamer and Jennifer Lee, that is, scrapping at it again. There's is that DRS still enabled? No, it's not. But is it going to be into the com they go, down the inside? Are they going to be able to make it stick? Kevin Gamer's going to get into the way. Bit of contact. And now away they go. Kevin Gamer gets out of the way nicely. And onto the gravel he goes, but now into Brussels we go with the Haas and the Ferrari.
Yeah, they are in the lead. There goes Ace Drift on Real Aston Army and Forza Ferrari on Nimble. These drivers on the intermediates. Remember, there is a few drivers in front that have not yet pitted. One of them being Real Aston Army and one of them being the hard runners of Ace Claret, who is still 4 seconds clear. Mad Right and Tapapi, wheel to wheel through Brussels. It is the Sauber that comes out in front. There goes Forza Ferrari on Kevin Gamer. Nimblecat will be next on the hit list of Kevin Gamer as he goes widen into the gravel. Makes it very easy for the Alpine.
Kevin cutting the grass here. He's got to be careful when he rejoins nice and safely. Yes, he does. He lets the driver pass. There goes the braking board. As we saw someone go wide at Puon. I'm not sure who that was, but I think it might have been Tapapi maybe. As Mad Riot seemed to have gotten through, and Real Aston Army really struggling to get the power down now in the intermediate
Oh, Slow P Game has just smashed into the back of Ace Claret and given him a 10-second time penalty. And Ace Claret is now cut right in front of Jennifer Lee. This is turning into a catastrophe. And Jennifer Lee has lost 2 seconds to Slow P Gamer. Slow P Gamer has absolutely wiped out Ace Claret, and Ace Claret has lost 5 seconds in dry tyres.
I know we've got a show called Drive to Survive, but we haven't got to take it this serious.
I know Slow P Gamer's got damage. He's got front wing damage from colliding with Ace Claret. There is a yellow flag. That is a Ferrari on the bus stop chicane. It is Real Aston Army, and it is absolutely chucking it down. And they are scrambling to get in the pits. Yeah.
There's Slopey Gamer locking up the front right tyre there. It's a bit weird, that one. Whenever you see the front right lock, it's really strange because you usually use the front left, and he's really struggling. He's all over the place. At the moment, Jennifer Lee is gained 3 to 4 temps just through 4 corners. So if this keeps going the way it is, Jennifer Lee is your net race leader at the moment. Is onto the gravel. Slopey Gamer went again, really struggling here.
You're right, with that front wing damage, he's going to struggle for the remainder of the race. And it is going to open up the door for Forza Ferrari and Nimblecat. Ace Drift, Ladd Not Gravina in the Red Bull. Fred Gamer in the Aston Martin. Then comes the two Saubers of Vicious Vicar and Mad Riot. Yeah,
well,
maybe one in the gym, yeah. So.
Last time we saw Nimmo at the podium, it was Italy, Monza, wasn't it? So,
yes, I think he got 2 in a row. I think he got 2 that day, actually, in Tier 3 and Tier 4.
He did. I guess he did, I remember, because I remember tuning in, and it was a lovely race to watch for both. And Nimblecat obviously had that terrible start at Monza in Tier 4. A lot of drama happened there, a bit of controversy. But now, he then able to brought it back to P3 on a one-stop strategy, boxing on lap 2, I think it was. And then now, he's up into P4. So the pace and growth we're seeing from Nimblecat is extremely great.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I'm just...
No worries. If Jennifer Lee's lost a second, I think now, to Slow P Gamer, who has got a time penalty, so that's going to go till the end of the Grand Prix with him. But I think at the moment, Ace Drift is trying to maybe make some ground up on Nimblecat as well.
Yeah, definitely. But I cannot believe that Jennifer Lee is losing time to Slow P Gamer when Slow P Gamer has got wing damage. It just shows how far ahead the Ferrari driver is of his competitors at the moment here in Tier 4. Everywhere else is just so competitive in terms of through the grid, Ace Drift, and because we've got the rain, the gaps have opened up. It is treacherous conditions now. The rain is continuing to batter this surface here in Spa-Francorchamps. It is no different to what we see in real life when we come to Belgium and we are delivering some incredible weather situations.
Well, no, the difference is we might see the full wets come out instead of a red flag.
Yeah, yeah, very true, very true.
At the moment, I'm having to use the Twitch screen to see how wet it is because at the moment it looks like one sheet of water for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So the driver's drifting around. Jennifer Lee now 3 seconds behind Slow P Gamer, who has got a time penalty. So keeping that on board, he will lose that position at the moment. The other drivers, that is Gertmeiser in the Racing Bull that is all over the back of Tapapi, the Alpine on the Racing Bull. Then comes the Williams and Mercedes of Ace Claret and Shining Swan. Remember, Ace Claret into the back of him went Slow P Gamer. There goes Forza Ferrari on Jennifer Lee in towards the bus stop chicane. Wheel to wheel, he gets the better exit, and the Hong Kong driver is demoted to P3.
Wow, what a move from Forza Ferrari there as we head into La Source. Jennifer Lee's gone wide a little bit there. I think Jennifer Lee's struggling to adapt to the wet weather conditions as we now head up through turn 2 there, now up to turn 3, 4 and 5. So here we go, up a Rouge into Radion now, and then turn 6, and then Nathan's favourite number after the Kimmel Straight is 7.
Exactly that. So down the Kimmel Straight we go. Slow P Gamer still leading to Forza Ferrari. Here comes Ace Drift on the back of Nimblecat. They are 2.5 seconds behind Jennifer Lee, and the Papaya is pushing this Nimble Alpine through turn 9 and down towards turn 10. There goes Mad Riot on his teammate and his father. Mad Riot is through Vicious Vicar down to P9. Will that swap back around, considering Vicious Vicar is in a Drivers' Championship?
It is, yes, that is something we need to also mention now. The Drivers' Championship really heating up with, I believe we have 6 races to go, is it? I believe. I have not checked the calendar in quite a while.
We've got what, sorry?
6 races left of the season, haven't we?
What are we on? 12? Yes, 6 or 7. Oh, God. Anyway, yes, yeah, it is 6 or 7 races. I can't remember if it's 18 or 19 in the season. I think it's 19.
20. It's 20. We're both wrong. It's 20.
Oh, is it 20? Yeah. Oh, that's because we had the double header in Silverstone on the same race weekend.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
See, that was a great race to watch. That it really was as well.
Which one? The Silverstone double header.
The Silverstone one, yeah, the Silverstone double header was great to watch.
Yeah, it was good, weren't it? Doing the circuit and then going back and doing the reverse on the same day, really good.
It was good. I expect us to maybe next season we maybe see what calendar we get as the yellow flag on track.
Oh, there is. That is Lad in the Red Bull for going through the bus stop.
And Kevin Gamer. And Kevin Gamer just wiggling around there. Really, a lot of drivers really struggling here so far, as I think Kevin Gamer just can't adjust. As Ace Claret's got a 3-second time penalty.
He has, and he's battling with Tapapi really hard, and Gertmeiser went late on the brakes. He nearly went off the track. Tapapi in P11, Ace Claret in P12. Nimblecat is right on the back of Jennifer Lee now as well, but here comes Ace Claret out of La Source, getting his foot down early. The Canadian is defending that P11 position as we go down towards Arouge and then up the hill. That is Ace Drift that has taken the position away from Nimble. The McLaren is through, and they are now a second behind Jennifer Lee. They are not working together. What about Mad Riot in the Sauber? He's on the back of Fred Gamer in the Aston Martin, and these drivers are now starting to struggle. You've got the Williams of Ace Claret up the inside of Tapapi, wheel to wheel through. Luz comes, and he is round, and that is the Racing Bull. Wow.
Oh, Tapapi did really well there. First 10 laps of the Grand Prix. Kevin Gamer picks up a 3-second time penalty. But again, Tapapi did really well so far to not spin, as we've been seeing him spin so much. But at the moment, he's really stepped up his game this week as Mad Riot's through on Fred Gamer there. As through Pooh on they go. But Tapapi really stepping up their game this race as well. Throughout the season, we've seen them spin loads. As Shining Swarm, that's a bit of oversteer there. And they've really, they've really grown as a driver at the moment. As Kevin Gamer is off the track with Real Ashton Army there.
He is, yeah. So I'm not sure what happened there between the Williams and then Honda VTEC and the Mercedes. I don't know why Kevin Gamer is still on the grass waiting there.
He's lawn
now
mowing.
He comes back on the air in the wet, and he's
I
got.
forgot to tell you I ordered it.
Yeah, he's got missing
Usually,
plates.
Usually I'd send me dad as he does his lawn cutting, but today I've sent Kevin Gamer. As into the wall he's gone.
Wow.
Into the gravel, sorry.
Doug has just gone right up the inside of his teammate of Fred Gamer. That was a brave move in towards Blanchimont. Fred Gamer is now into the pit lane as he goes past our sponsored billboards there of race director and Dave Steves as he goes into the pit lane. And on the pit lane wall you can see our event for Le Mans, our 2-hour and 4-hour events on the billboards just there. Tapapi goes through, but what about the leader? It is Forza Ferrari on the back. There's a yellow flag. Kevin Gamer is out, and it is a safety car.
Safety car.
Kevin Gamer is out. A safety car is out here in Spa Francorchamps.
Francorchamps?
Yeah, that's what it's called, isn't it?
Isn't it Spa Francorchamps?
Yeah, Spa Francorchamps.
I swear you're saying chomps, no?
I'm not Belgian.
It's a yellow flag.
Chomper chocolate bar or something like that. You know what I mean?
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm 19 now, Nick. I don't eat chocolate anymore.
Mate, you don't know what you missed out in the 90s with chomp bars. Anyway, Lewisi in the McLaren.
There you go. Give me 2 minutes, Ron. I'll give it a quick Google here. Chomp.
So, Soapy Gamer, leads to Forza Ferrari and Jennifer Lee with the safety car out. Remember, Slow-P Gamer does have a time penalty as well. Good old chomp there. I remember, Jim, when they used to be 10p, and I'd go to the shop and I'd get 10 Freddos and 10 chomps for like £2.
So, the chomp bar is most popular in the UK. I remember what they are now. You get them in your Christmas thingies. What are they called? Your special boxes. Why is it every time we've had a safety car, we started talking about chocolate?
2 seconds, I've got a phone call.
No worries. As we're on board with the Alpine of Nimblecat, who's in 5. So, are the drivers going to box to get some fresh tyres? Forza Ferrari stays out. Slow-P Gamer boxes to get a new front wing. Ace Drift boxes. So does Nimblecat. There's a lad, it's a 3-second time penalty. As Ashton has a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. And I think that's his race over and done with now. As Mad Riot, is he going to dive into the pits as well? And yes, he is. Into the pits he goes. Mad Riot's father, Vicious Vicar, doing the same thing as well. As Doug right behind in the pits. Into the pit lane he goes. Ace Claret right behind as well. Very close between all the drivers in the pit lane. As to Poppy now. It nearly spins it under safety car. Wow. as we look around the griddle now as to Poppy's going to gain 4 places from this. 5, 6, sorry. Is that 6? 1, 2. Yes, he is. Poppy comes out 5 places ahead of everyone that has bought. So this now really heating up as Forza Ferrari, Jennifer Lee, and Slow P Gamer all at the front of the grid. This really could go anyone's way now, but I'm presuming it might go Slow P Gamer's way for the new fresh intermediate tyres. Can't beat a Christmas selection box. To be fair though, I mean, I know the chomp bars, but I didn't remember them because I don't eat chocolate often. I tend to just don't eat much. But I do remember them now that I see them. But a Christmas selection bar, what's it called? Not the twirl, the one with caramel, and it's like a ladder. What's that one called? Twirly Whirly Twirly, whatever it's called, like something like that. Whirly Twirly, I think. Can't beat them when I was younger. Curly Whirly, that's what it's called. A Twirly Whirly, yeah. No, you can't beat a Curly Whirly. Does anyone remember the drumstick lollies? We're gonna have a nice little story time now whilst we're under safety car conditions. So we had I had 1 year. It was Halloween. It was 2 days after Halloween actually. I was at the caravan in Wales. I was about 8 years old, maybe 12, and I had a drumstick, and I was like, I'll have a drumstick, you know. I used to like bite on them and pull them off the stick. I went to do it once, and I had a wobbly tooth. The tooth got stuck in it, but the drumstick wouldn't come out my mouth. So the drumstick was basically stuck on my tooth. That was really wobbly. So we actually had to. I actually had my mum's friend at the time grab it, and she grabbed a lolly, basically, and she yanked out my mouth. Oh my god, I was so scared. It was really funny, but that is the funniest moment I think I've ever had with eating a drumstick. Would I still do it nowadays? Yes, happily. I'm not a good influence, but you know. Safety car, that is a wild story. It's a great story as well, though. It is a great story. But a few years later, I ended up going to hospital and having teeth removed. Yeah. But nowadays, we're all good. We're chilling. And we're in F7.
Apologies about that, Jan.
No worries. We're doing story time with a drumstick.
So Forza Ferrari's in the lead. Real Aston Army with a drive-through time penalty. You've got Slow P Gamer and Lad in the Red Bull with time penalties. Antipapi, Ace Claret, Gertmeiser all with time penalties, which are going to be detrimental to their race at the end of this Grand Prix. Salute production billboards overhead as we head under and towards Pujon at turn 11. Forza Ferrari on his debut here in Tier 4 after dropping down from Tier 3 is leading the race with Jennifer Lee, the championship leader, right on his tail.
But whilst we're talking about sweet and sugary diabetic stuff, Nathan, what's your favourite Easter egg?
We should what?
What's your favourite Easter egg?
Yeah. I like anything at the moment.
I don't like
big diet, me. I'm on a big diet.
Oh yeah, seafood and eating.
Yeah, I've lost 3 stone.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro's gonna send Nathan an Easter egg. No, I ain't got the money for that. I would. I would actually. I'd send Nathan's entire family an Easter egg if I could.
I do love an Easter egg. Sometimes when it's Easter, when I was a bit chubbier, I'd buy an Easter egg just on my lunch and stuff and eat it, in the van. So it didn't even have to be Easter to eat an Easter egg. So.
I remember 1 year, what's some eggs? It was Christmas. It was 3 years ago, actually. I might have a picture, and if I do, I'll send it in the chat to you, Nathan, later on. And my brother used to work at Tesco, right? So he asked his manager, can I take these, right? Christmas Day comes, we've opened presents, and I've opened one, and I've got an Easter egg for Christmas. So
an Easter egg for Christmas? Well, to be fair, they probably should be for Christmas if you think about the reason that we have them, but it's all a money maker. I'd take an Easter egg for Christmas, though.
Your local atheist be like. No, we opened it, and I was like, I've got an Easter egg. And I looked up at him, and he just had a massive grin on his face because he knew what he did. He knew what he was doing as well. That was probably the funniest thing ever.
So the safety car is out, guys. I do need a co-commentator video thing there, so we can get, when we're doing it, me and you on and stuff, we can get 2 images up and stuff like that. But yes, we are live. We are on lap 14 of 22. The safety car has now been out for 3 laps. Hopefully it will be going in soon, and we will be going racing once again. But the safety car is out. We are just waiting for the McLaren to catch up, but the McLaren is not in his seat. And then Real Aston Army will have to dive into the pit lane and commit to that drive-through as soon as the safety car enters the pit lane, which will be at the end of this lap. Yes.
To add on to the co-commentator. Use to add on to the co-commentator face reveal. I've not even done a face reveal on my own content area yet, Nathan. I don't think I'll be doing one. No, not yet. That's why I resent pictures into the chat of the trophies. I don't know if you saw the message, but I asked if you could remove the first one of me, but I sent it you in DMs so you could keep it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It's not been done yet, don't worry. Alright, thank you, pal.
Yeah, safety car is in this lap. So, Forza Ferrari will get us underway. Let's go back to the race.
I have my face on Silverstone's site more than my phone. Wow. Fair. So, Forza Ferrari didn't box, neither did Jennifer Lee, but Slopey Gamer, you might have not noticed yet, Nathan, but he's got a brand new set of intermediate tyres on.
Wow. So Slopey Gamer,
and he's got damage again as well. I remember him repairing the front wing, and they've gone. Forza Ferrari is not playing about.
Yeah, he's gone. He's just second clear already. And then you've got Ace Drift and Nimble right behind him. The McLaren is on the full wet, by the way, at the back. I know that's an AI car, but Jennifer Lee already 1.2 behind Forza Ferrari. Slopey Gamer is losing time. He's moved over to the left-hand side. And Lad, Ace Drift and Nimble are coming with force as we head down into Oslo Source. The Alpine of Nimble goes crashing into the back of Ace Drift. He is around, he's got damage. And after all of that hard work, after an amazing start to this Grand Prix, Nimble is around here in Belgium.
Oh no, just as Adam said, a Nimble cat win would feed generations. He's binned it. He's had an incident, and I think we didn't do the commentator's curse, but I think Adam's cursed his father here. For that.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. What have you done?
So,
as Jennifer Lee 6 tenths behind Forza Ferrari now, 8 tenths now as we go through corner with no name, which is a name, kind of weird. As Forza Ferrari got onto the gravel there, and he's lost 6 tenths there. Not 7, just 6. As we go through on now. He's losing 2 tenths now. Is Jennifer Lee, the driver ahead, and I think the Dirty Air might be getting to Jennifer Lee a bit.
Yeah, Jennifer Lee now catching up to Forza Ferrari. Ace Clara on at the back of that Sauber, and now on the back of the Aston Martin of Doug. Goes out wide, Doug slips, through goes the Williams. Was there space? He made space. Wow, Ace Claret with an ace overtake. Here comes Vicious Vicar now in the Sauber to try his luck on Doug. Doug will be a little bit annoyed about that one. Here comes Vicious Vicar around curve Tapapi is round. Vicious Vicar is onto the gravel.
This is going in absolute shambles for the mid-pack here as the Lad is overtaking Slopey Gamer. As Ace Claret picks up a 3-second time penalty. This is not what they wanted at all for the V-Carb or the Ferrari driver. As Slopey Gamer onto the grass a bit there, losing the rear end a bit. Wow.
6 laps to go. I still think there's an opportunity to see a safety car here. There goes Doug and Gertmeiser into Oslo Source. Gertmeiser and the Alpine is in front. Remember, Doug is penalty free up the inside. Just gives him a little tap on the side pod to let him know he's there. Jennifer Lee is staying with Forza Ferrari, but remember, Slopey Gamer, Ace Drift and Mad Writer on fresh intermediate tyres where the top three are 10 laps old. Looking at the system, their tyres are on 27% wear after 10 laps. So I don't think they're in any kind of trouble just yet.
No, now that I look at it, we've got all these people on the sideline. Do you reckon we could stick F7 t-shirts on them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe some shoes and a hat.
You know, when I was doing the billboards for the game, I actually tried to change all of the faces of the people in the crowd of faces of F7 drivers. So when people send their picture in, I was trying to change the picture, but you need a front view and a side view, so I couldn't do it. But I did try.
You just make it a box, couldn't you? Just do a box head.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Minecraft X Formula 1. We've already had it, but we're bringing it to F1.
So, yeah, there's so much you can change in the game. It's so cool. So
it's
around.
Great
Go on, sorry.
Oh no, sorry, Nathan. No, it's great because I was racing. Obviously, I don't change the billboards, so we raced Singapore with the billboards, and we raced Belgium with the billboards.
I know, yeah. I do upload the billboards as well to Google Drive, but it's usually last minute. And then I don't change them back either, so I'll just race with these billboards. But then I have to be conscious of if I'm streaming for another league, I'm using these billboards. So in the race, so I've got to be careful sometimes.
See, the great bit is if obviously we know I'm not going to promote myself, it's wrong. But obviously, if I do stream, obviously, I'd happily keep it on because I've got my own little bit for F7 in my own area, and it's great to know that if I can get my friends or viewers to join F7, we can maybe make more tiers and maybe add on different days. I believe someone mentioned about bringing back Mayhem Monday, wasn't it?
Well, I was thinking about something to do on a Monday, but yeah, we'll have to have a look at it. We just do not have enough seats at the moment. It's really difficult to turn drivers away.
It is.
Yeah, it's I mean, what did we have? 16 drivers vote to reserve for Tier 2 this weekend.
I think so, and I think only like 7 of them only turned up. I think.
Well, there was only 7 seats. So,
well, I wasn't on there, and I forgot to press it, and you invited me, and Ben goes, Merc.
All right, sweet. Shining Swarm going through on Honda Vita. The two Mercedes swap around. Jennifer Lee still only 6 tenths behind. There goes a shift on Slow P Gamer down in towards Puhon. Papaya progressing past the Ferrari.
Wow, Slow P Gamer really struggling. Like, I think it's that front wing damage he's got. I think he's just really struggling. Poppy gets a 3-second time penalty for track limit violations. But I feel like the new tyres that Slow P Gamer went on to thought, right, this front wing damage, I can keep it maybe, and just get new tyres, and it'll be better because I'll have more grip. But at the moment, I don't think that's worked out for him. Yeah,
it is, Adam. Still points are still on. 5 laps to go. I mean, a safety car now would be ideal for the Alpine of Nimblecat. He is still on for a points finish. Down in towards the bus stop chicane for Jennifer Lee and Forza Ferrari. There goes Real Aston Army, and they're off the track. The McLaren and the Ferrari, they have a collision. The McLaren is off. Here comes Nimble. The McLaren going very slowly on them wet compound tyres. And he would have been hoping for a safety car.
We used to say, come on, Oliver, put it in the wall, because he used to crash so often. But now, we might have to start saying to Poppy.
yeah. We don't have Oliver anymore.
No, he's progressing on, and we wish him luck.
We do, indeed. So the Red Bull half a second in front of Jennifer Lee as they come down the Kemmel straight in towards Les Combs. There goes Slow P Gamer through on the McLaren of Ace Drift. And Mad Riot, after a slight mistake going through Kerber Paul Frere, is down into P6 with a 2-second gap. And then you've got the two Mercedes, you've got the McLaren into the pit lane. That will promote Nimble up to P14. And he does have Tapapi on the back of his rear diffuser. And Lad in the Red Bull. That is Jennifer Lee off the track. Jennifer Lee in the Haas has made a huge mistake. He's coming back onto the track. Through goes Slow P Gamer. Through goes Ace Drift. And the man from Hong Kong who is leading the Drivers' Championship drifts down the order here in Belgium.
Well, at the moment, we could also say about Mad Riot is at the moment he had a really bad start to the Grand Prix, and his father had a really good one. But now it seems to be the tables have turned around on one another.
You are right, it has.
So is this going to affect Vicious Vickers' championship contention here? As Jennifer Lee hasn't got damage, might have slight damage that we can't see visibly, but is Jennifer Lee struggling maybe on those old intermediate tyres now?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, what are they on? 42% for Forza Ferrari. The two Red Bulls are 1-2, and it will stay like that because of Slow P Gamer. There goes Honda VTEC on his teammate. Is through on Shining Swarm. The Macau driver down into P12. Honda VTEC up to P11. The two Asian drivers.
These drivers really giving it everything they want right now to just try and stay with one of Jennifer Lee. Is going to have to step up now to try maybe overtake Ace Drift to get that P3 spot, because at the moment Lad has a time penalty which might affect him if he slows down a bit. So could we see maybe a Red Bull strategy call where they swap places to try and help him out with that time penalty?
Yeah, potentially Shining Swarm with a time penalty again, but it's not going to make a difference at where he sits at the moment. Jennifer Lee half a second behind Ace Drift. Mad Riot is around 3/10, and then you've got Ace Claret, but he does have a time penalty. Ace Drift and Jennifer Lee and even Mad Riot are potentially fighting for podiums here because of the penalties of the drivers in front of Land, Okravenia and Slow P Gamer. It is Red Bull 1-2 here in Belgium. Can it stay that way with 3.5 laps to go?
I reckon it could. It's gonna get very close at the end. As Jennifer Lee, I don't think they're gonna able to catch up. I think they might be overheating these tyres a bit, and then let alone struggling with the lack of grip. Because I think Ace Drift here might have better tyres as he's sliding around the corner that I can't name because I don't know how to pronounce it. I ain't got a clue how to pronounce that.
Down through Blanchimont now and up towards the bus stop chicane. Here comes Jennifer Lee. Mad Right is all over him as they head on towards lap 20. He's made a mistake again there, Jennifer Lee, but he does hold off Mad Riot. They are now 8/10 behind Ace Drift. Lad is on the back of his teammate. The gap is 8/10 between the Red Bulls. Surely he doesn't go on the attack when he's got the time penalty, or does he go on the attack and Forza Ferrari then defend the position for his teammate? Who knows?
Very close now, and that would be logical. It would make sense to help this constructors title here, but I don't think we're going to have it go that way. As at the moment, Ace Drift is slowly losing out to Slow P Gamer.
He is, yeah, absolutely, Giant Sticky. You did an awesome job in Tier 2 as well. So well done. Right where you deserve to be.
As to Poppy, calls the yellow flag there, might be struggling with tyres as well, even though I think he's on fresh tyres. Yeah. As at the moment, Lad and Forza are going to go at it again. It's now 1 second between one another. Who's going to take it?
Ace Drift another time penalty as they go through Poohon. Ace Claret running wide there again. So the gaps are starting to open up with 2.5 to go. It is still anybody's race. They are still close enough to potentially make a move. Forza looks dead set, but with old intermediate tyres, it could easily end in tears, especially when your tyres are on 60% wear and the lap times are around 2 minutes a lap. So it is still around 5 minutes of racing to go when your tyres are on 60%. Is a long way. So Mad Riot only 2/10 behind Jennifer Lee in towards the bus stop chicane. This is where Jennifer messed up last time. The Sauber is all over him. The Haas does get the better exit. Remember, Mad Riot on the fresher tyres as we go towards La Source. And Lad has made a mistake. He's now 2 seconds behind Forza Ferrari.
There's a Slow P Gamer catching rapidly as well. But Ace Drift got a penalty as well. So Jennifer Lee, if Jennifer Lee sticks on the burners, Jennifer Lee might be able to potentially gain off these penalties here.
Here comes Slow P Gamer in the Ferrari into the slipstream of Lad in the Red Bull, down in towards Les Combs. and he's not close enough on this occasion. What about Mad Riot? He's also needing a help of a bit of DRS, but he's not going to get it in the rain.
No, not at all. This is getting close now. Look, it's 2-3 tenths between them now. It's a 3-second gap between Ace Drift, but Jennifer Lee still trying to remain and hold on as much as they can. P4. But I think Mad Riot might have something to say about that, as if Ace Drift doesn't finish here, Ace Drift might be dropping down to P6 there.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Jon. So we are on the penultimate lap, and then we will head on to our final lap. It is Forza Ferrari on his Tier 4 debut that leads to Lad in the other Red Bull for a 1-2 for the Red Bull team. Slow P Gamer in the Ferrari in P3, and Ace Drift in P4. Jennifer Lee, Mad Riot, Ace Claret, Gertmeiser, Doug, Vicious Vicar are your top 10. And we now head on to our final lap here in Belgium for Tier 4. That means we've done 66 laps of racing already today by 5 o'clock on a Sunday. That is what we want to see, and we've still got another 22 to go. In fact, no, actually, we did 8 of sprint. So we've actually done 90 laps of racing today with this now lap.
In total, we'll be doing 120 laps worth of racing, and if we want to include qualifying, we did what, a rough average of 1 to 2 laps, including sprint. So in total, let's say all the drivers did 2, we're roughly averaging around, what, I'd say 40, so we do 160 laps today, potentially total.
Incredible. Here comes Slow P Gamer. 3 attempts is the gap. It's now or never for the Ferrari driver. He's got to try and find a way through, and it's drying up. Did anybody take the gamble? They didn't, but it is looking extremely dry at the end of this race. Look at it, there's absolutely no rain out there now.
Forza Ferrari now looking to be struggling on the dry, sticky track. The rear tyres heating up now. No more water to cool them down as Lad and Slow P Gamer go at it now. Into one we go. He's gone wide as Slow P Gamer. That might cost him a little bit here.
This is going to be really difficult for Forza Ferrari on them old tyres now that it's dried up, with his tyres on 76% wear. I tell you what, he's going to be close to a puncher. There's yellow flags. That is Gertmeiser in the Alpine that is around, and he's losing positions. Fred Kamer is out. Here comes Forza Ferrari. Lad is catching up to him. The Red Bull driver with 78% wear on them intermediate tyres. Is he going to make it to the end? I'm just waiting for one of these tyres to go pop as we go in towards the bus stop chicane. He goes through the right, in towards the left, on board. Forza Ferrari, the man from Scotland, wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Lad takes P2. Mad Riot and Jennifer Lee are going toe to toe as they hit into each other. Mad Riot goes through and he will take P4. Jennifer in P5, Ace Drift in P6, but it's Slow P Gamer that stays on the podium. Red Bull 1-2 here in Spa-Francorchamps.
That is the first 1-2 I think we've had in Tier 4, I believe, for the team.
Yeah, I think you're right. I do think you're right, yeah. What a race. Nimble will come through to take P14 as well. A real shame with that collision. He could have had such a good finish here. He's shown so much pace throughout the Grand Prix. And it ended in tears once again for Nimblecat. But he comes through to take 2 points.
I think we're all going to be very happy between everyone here.
Yeah, real close race as well, weren't it? I remember Slow P Gamer did have front wing damage as well for a majority of that race. There you have it on the top step.
Wow, that was a great race between all the drivers there.
was a good race.
Well, the sprint race is very interesting as well.
Yeah. We do apologise with the clocks going forward in the UK. There was a lot of confusion with the start times of the races today, so we do apologise to anybody that missed out. So there you have it. On the top step, it is F7R who wins, and his teammate, the Croatian of Vlad Nokravini, in P2. Slow P Gamer takes P3. Mad Right in P4, and Jennifer Lee with the fastest lap in P5. I'm just going to put these in a second.
As Mad Right had a great comeback today.
He did actually, you're right. Who's your driver of the day, Jon?
He's going to have to go to Mad Right. The start he had wasn't great, but then he able to bring it back up to P4 at the end.
I agree. Thank you very much, Harry. Yeah, exactly, Forza. It was a good race. So there we have it. We have a quick 2-hour break, and then we are going to be back with Tier 1. I don't know if Harry's going to be joining me or I'm going to be solo, but I will see you all very shortly. Thank you so much for having me as well, Jon. I appreciate you letting me jump in halfway through. And I hope
I appreciate you. I it was nice. There was a lot of food left, but I left it on the plate because I wasn't that hungry.
Oh, good, mate. Right, well, I will see you all for Tier 1. It's at 7 PM, just under 2 hours' time. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.